Well, not much of a trek from the Pokemon Center to the gym, which is definitely a good thing, since we're probably gonna have to make some stops between the two in this clip. Especially if these guys keep throwing surprise psychic types at us. Apparently the special technique for the Ninja Gym is to have Pokemon that are specifically capable of taking down their advertised type, just to screw with the challengers. You'd think I'd remember this sort of thing about this gym, especially since I've been dreading going to Sabrina specifically because Psychic is so brokenly powerful in the first generation. Right, of course they can recover, because they want to be as annoying as possible to us before we get to the gym leader. Well, at least he was dumb enough to headbutt a rock. But then I'm arguably even dumber, because at this point in the game, I could have replaced Rock Throw with Rock Slide, a far more accurate and still hard-hitting move of the same type. Ah, well, at least we finally got one of them here. Well, that was a waste of your only move for this part of the fight, since that's not even the move we were gonna use. Huh. Kind of think Marbleback should have gotten some of that experience, since he struck that same Kadabra multiple times in this same fight. Not that it really matters, it's just a little off-putting there for some reason. Yet you didn't try to use either of the tricks you mentioned there with either of your Pokemon. Please excuse me for finding that a bit strange, though I suppose if things are going to be strange somewhere, it makes sense that ninjas would be involved. Wonder if we're going to see any ghosts in this gym. After all, a good ninja would want to be confused for a ghost, and the only ghost types in this game are also poison types, so it would fit pretty well. More psychic types. Will this one at least try to put us to sleep? Because as someone who actually does like a number of poison types, this is starting to get a bit annoying how little representation they're getting in their type-specific gym. So you pulled out one guy to send out his identical twin brother? I'm sorry, but I failed to see the logic here, especially since you could have just used psychic attacks on Phyllis, since he's part poison type. So you'd have a type advantage there. Am I just expecting too much from Koga's underlings? Not even one of the two fresh ones on his team. I'm sure at some point one of your sensei said a tool of the ninja's trade was to occasionally play dumb. Unfortunately, you either are playing dumb too well, or you aren't playing around. Come on! A Drowsy at that level should have known confusion! So, not only do you have 3 Drowsies, you seem, to enjoy switching Pokemon out to the point that you throw away any possible way to gain any initiative against us. This isn't a hurdle to jump over before we get to the leader. This is just a waste of time that happens to be adding to some of our team's scorecards. And finally, he sends a psychic attack. Well, I'm probably going to the Pokemon Center soon. That was still so insulting that I have to wonder why this is the 5th gym and not the 3rd. Sure, the average Pokemon levels here are much higher than at Surge's gym, and those trainers didn't have Pokemon that had an attack that's super effective against the very type this place is advertised to have. Still, I felt more threatened by the average trainers in that gym compared to this one for some reason. Am I just not noticing something here? Or has Koga really just been hiring Sabrina's rejects instead of people he legitimately tutored to be good with his typing? Yes, but I've yet to see you use any dogs, frogs, or snakes. Hell, I'm not even sure what kind of animal a Drowsy and a Kadabra are supposed to be other than just vaguely humanoid. Oh well, at least this guy knows to use some actual poison types in the poison gym. Now to see how well he knows how to use them. It certainly feels like our strikes are doing enough damage to be considered effective regardless of the text. At least that snake put up a respectable bit of offense instead of just being immediately switched out for no apparent reason, and that makes 69.5 wins for Phyllis. Assuming I haven't miscounted at any point. 49 clips in, I wouldn't be surprised if I miscounted a few times for some of our Pokemon all over the place. Anyway, not going to be confused at a Sandslash showing up in this gym. At the very least, I'm sure that ninjas would consider tunneling their way into a castle back in the olden days, though still isn't quite a poison type. Well, Surf certainly makes Takanabari a more dangerous monster, and he was already our top scorer before he gained that devastating move. Kind of surprised that Kawaku hadn't had more chances to fight around here, considering he's a pure poison type and this is the poison gym. And that makes 69 wins for Kawaku. You don't get to make a wolf howl if none of your team were even vaguely canines. Well, you seem like a more advanced student than the other guys we faced in here so far. That's gotta be worth something. Right, let's get Garm onto the front for now. At the very least, he has an equal chance against both Poison and Psychic. No, the walls are minor obstacles at best. I'm more flummoxed by the fact that you've got more than one type in this gym despite being advertised as a poison gym. Seriously, I don't think a Sandslash can even learn anything poison-related. Sorry, Garm. Tamers and the Jugglers look the same in the overworld, and to be fair, who expects a ground type in the poison gym? Ah, so they can learn Poison Sting. Shit. Really should have gotten Garm out of there before it got to that slash. Though to be fair, with the number of hits we were exchanging there, how was I supposed to know the absolute next one would finish the poor pup off? Again, I know that the lower end trainers typically do things completely randomly with little to no actual tactics, but it certainly does come across sometimes like you're actually facing down a person. At the very least, you can occasionally get a sense that someone has a bit more personality than their dialogue shows, like that one guy who was constantly switching out members of his team instead of trying much in the way of offense. Still, when you're in a low-stakes situation where the only thing at risk is your pride and you're constantly facing down idiots, really hard to get in any way invested in what's going on. I just find way too many moments in the regular battles in this game where I end up glancing at the clock, wondering when this next battle is gonna be done. It's a good thing I decided to have the whole scorecard thing going on to force myself to pay attention to what's going on. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even noticed that Kawaku ended up getting paralyzed just as he's about to get his 70th win. Right, that's 443 for the entire team so far. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing just how large that number is going to get by the time we get to the final gym. Ah yes, another person who tells us something we already figured out by the time we got to him. As tempting as it is to save and stop here, there's still one trainer in there between us and Koga. I'm sorry, but I'm not really one who comes from a culture that gives much of a damn about one's lineage. My dad was far more interested in discussing our genealogy anyway. I personally could not give a damn in my family who managed to die before I was born, unless said person was especially important to one of the people who is still alive. It's certainly tough to give a damn about, hundreds of years ago your family had some people who held a throne in one country or another, when today you're in the middle class. Hell, it means just as much to me to hear that I may be related to a major figure of their time like Robert the Bruce or William the Conqueror, or some random schmuck like Olaf Treefeller in Gaul. Not that I'm bashing anybody who is especially interested in where they came from and enjoy finding out they're related to various figures throughout history. It's just that the further back in history you go, sooner or later you're gonna find that members of your family were at war with other members of your family because they hadn't quite tied the knot just yet. Hard to know who to root for if you get what I'm saying there. Then there's the bits where you get to parts of the family tree where one branch ends up connecting with another again. It's not quite incest, since there's enough distance between when the branch was siblings, maybe 4 or 5 generations worth, but it still feels a bit awkward when you're looking at it from this particular viewpoint and all that. My dad tried to use that sort of thing to show how connected the world is, to go, we're all family, and at some point everyone will come together in peace and harmony. And of course, since I'm kind of a bastard, I countered that during the 30 Years' War, there were reported cases of starving mothers eating their own babies. Being family does not automatically mean everything's going to be peaceful and pleasant. Oh boy, that's certainly a sign that I'm probably gonna have to take a bit of a break once I'm done with this clip. I'm in a peaceful Pokemon game, and my mind wandered to a mother eating her own child because she was starving to death in a war zone. That is far too grim a mindset to have for a game this peaceful and laid back. I can't even find it in me to comment on that guy dropping his balls, or wonder why he asked if we choose light or dark. Sure, taking a break would mean I won't be finished with the first generation for even longer. Still, if you just aren't feeling it in that particular moment in a long playthrough of a long game, then there's no shame in putting it aside for a while and coming back to it later. An ending, for now, when we beat a gym leader seems as good a place to put in a bookmark as any. Now, let's see if Koga is more willing to actually use poison and sleep tricks like he says, or if he's gonna do some random crap instead. Okay, despite the level difference, it looks like Garm has a chance to take this guy down in a straight-up fight. Anyone else feel that using things like X-Attack and X-Defend is just a waste of a turn? Ah, well, at least Gar managed to up his score to 33. Poor guy was running into quite a bit of bad luck in this clip, and was due for something going his way. It probably would have made more sense to send out Neo instead of Kohaku. Still, I kinda want Kohaku to level up before we move on from the Poison Gym. Oddly disappointed that when a Pokemon uses Minimize, it doesn't get its own mini-sprite. And that they don't get smaller when they use Minimize again. I know why they didn't, but that doesn't stop me from wishing they'd gone a bit further in that direction. Oh, come on, if you actually did more to attack us, you'd take down Kohaku. Is it wrong that I like it that Koga finally got it in his head to start taking down our Pokemon? Seriously, we shouldn't have been able to get that kind of damage on a Pokemon 6 levels above us if he can do that much damage from a single, not very effective strike. Why in the hell are you using an X-Attack? Come on, make me pay! Okay, no clue why that didn't level up Neo, but he's going down the moment this battle is over anyway, due to that poison. Really was hoping for more of a challenge from Koga, considering he's our 5th gym leader. Definitely a solid enough reason to take a break once we're done here, as if I didn't have enough reasons. Well, at least all those X-Attacks seem to have improved how much damage they can do. Doesn't make up for how many free turns he gave us, but still. Oh, you spiteful bastard! You do realize that all you're doing is denying us more experience points, right? I wasn't aware that one of the things a ninja was expected to do was raise the proverbial white flag. Sure, technically speaking, Koga managed to do a lot more damage to our team than any of the other gym leaders we faced. But something about how he did it didn't really gain much respect from me. And not one member of the gym used anything that would put any of our team to sleep, despite the fact that that is one of the things they explicitly said they would do around here. Based on that battle, I think I'd prefer to learn Sludge over Toxic. Well, since there isn't any kind of morale meter for Pokemon or their trainers, I'd prefer something that causes direct damage over Terra. Again, Sludge does quite a bit of damage and has a chance of causing poison at the same time. Sorry, not feeling terrified. Possibly because we already went through a haunted tower before coming here, and there's no way a small gym is gonna get the same kind of atmosphere as a towering graveyard. Anyway, that's all from me for now. Until next time.